Geared Reality, Mark and Stephanie, back at you with an update on William Neil McCaslin, the missing retired general.
Ooh.
And no, it's still not good news. But there was something I meant to mention in the episode about him that I didn't mention. And I was reading up on him. I'm continuously looking to see if there's any updates. And it's interesting how we're not hearing about him.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, we're not really hearing about Guthrie much either. But we're definitely not hearing about this guy.
Yeah.
This is going to be a quick update. I want to go into what I missed. I think I briefly mentioned it. However, I forgot to include it, so I didn't talk about it. It has to do with military base. So, as you know, he's a retired Major General, Air Force General. William Neil McCaslin. He's recently gone missing in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and his background is raising a lot of questions in certain circles, okay? McCaslin is a highly respected Air Force officer who spent decades overseeing some of the most advanced research and development programs in the U.S. military. Now, a little bit of this will be repetitive, but not much, and the repetitive portions are very small. During his career, McCaslin served as commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory, headquartered at, drumroll, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Wright-Patterson is what I meant to bring up as well and did not. The Air Force Research Laboratory is responsible for developing cutting-edge aerospace technology, advanced weapon systems, propulsion systems, and other classified defense technologies. Wright-Patterson itself has long been a focal point in UFO lore. For decades, rumors have circulated that the base has been connected to the study of unidentified aerial phenomena and possibly even recovered materials from unexplained craft. While those claims remain unproven, the base's deep involvement in advanced aerospace research has made it a frequent subject of speculation. McCaslin's name also surfaced, so we're going to go a little more in depth into these Podesta email things because there's more connection, which I did not include, and it's interesting. McCaslin's name also surfaced in an unexpected place in 2016 when thousands of emails belonging to John Podesta were released by WikiLeaks. Within those emails were communications involving none other than Tom DeLonge, or Tom DeSchlong from Blink 182, who all of a sudden in 2017, when all this UFO bullshit started again, all of a sudden it's like he'd been there for 20 years on this topic, and he hasn't been.
Yeah.
Who at the time was working behind the scenes to connect government officials, scientists, and intelligence figures interested in the subject of UAP. In one of the emails, DeLonge referenced McCaslin. This is important because we talked about Podesta emails, but not Tom DeLonge. And more in depth on the emails. In one of the emails, DeLonge referenced McCaslin as someone he had been communicating with while trying to assemble a team of insiders willing to discuss advanced aerospace technologies and the possibility of a gradual public disclosure process regarding UFOs. Does this sound familiar? I mean, this is literally the opinion, the theory we brought up, starting this conspiracy theory before it was even a conspiracy theory. We showed you how to do it. It's simple with this one. Right?
It's so easy.
Geez, a lot of commonalities here. Those emails sparked considerable interest within the UFO research community because they suggested that high-level defense officials may have been quietly aware of DeLonge's efforts to bring attention to the subject. I mean, I don't know how they wouldn't have been aware because he was involved with, To the Stars Academy. He was involved with and was able to bring in Chris Mellon, Lou Elizondo. If you believe or trust these people, he got them in. Today, with McCaslin missing and authorities searching for answers, his past role in advanced military research, along with his brief appearance in those now famous WikiLeaks emails, has drawn renewed attention from both journalists and UFO researchers. At the moment, however, officials are treating the situation strictly as a missing person case, and there is no evidence connecting his disappearance to any of those past discussions. Now, I also want to state, this is not included in here. However, I did read up a little bit on the whole medical issue thing, and while there is no details on that, what those conditions are, what has been said is basically it kind of sounds like a Guthrie type case where he didn't necessarily go missing because of medical issues, but there are things he needs to be taking possibly because of medical issues, and that's why it's a bigger worry. However, it should already be a big worry because a major general,
Is
a guy of his
freaking missing.
doesn't just go missing. He had gone for a walk or a hike or a jog, supposedly on these trails out there, and they're not desolate. Someone that was talking about, I want to say it was Ross Coulthart, says he's been there to the area. He's like, you don't just get lost on these trails. He didn't take his phone. He didn't take his watch. Nothing. So
That's so weird.
It becomes a little more weird. However, played devil's advocate on his side. Is it really that weird? Because you got to remember, he's an older guy, right? So just because he works in this kind of technology field, he's like upper management. He's like the top dog. That doesn't mean he's necessarily too connected with what's going on or really understands some of the tech, right? You got to remember, he's older. So he was brought up in the days where phones were hung on a wall. Same with you and I, mainly me, up until a certain point, and then boom, cell phones are out. That was in high school when the first ones started coming out, and those were big base units you have in your car. I know because my dad worked in that field, and he had the first one. He got it from his company. He had it sitting in his car. It's like one you hang on your wall, sitting there in your car. Plug it in a cigarette lighter, and he very well may be the type that's like, yeah, I don't want my phone on me everywhere I go. I get shit for that. I always have my phone with me. However, I'll get text from a particular person like, you didn't answer text. I'm like, I'm not staring at my phone all day like you are either. Right. So he very well may be like that. And it's no different than my dad. He had a cell phone, but the chance of him answering it if he's out or responding if he's out, he's not staring at it like we would be today, So the Wright-Patterson involvement is interesting because we know Wright-Patterson, it's alleged that's where the alleged craft from the famous Roswell incident eventually ended up. Supposedly, Wright-Patterson still comes up to this day with other issues regarding this whole topic. So, just an update on that. It's interesting. FBI is involved. So Air Force, I believe, is involved. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think is going on with this? You have any opinion on this yet? Like, I really, I'll tell you after you. Let's hear what you got.
It's not good. It's not good.
Oh, no shit. He's missing.
He's dead.
Let's elaborate.
No, I feel like he's dead. He and Nancy are both done gone dirt. Like,
you think so?
I do. Yeah. I think Nancy, I think.
I don't care about her.
I know. I would say that one, I think, was a mistake. Like, they didn't mean to kill her.
I mean, I care about her, but this isn't about her.
I know.
Why do you think he is? I mean, he probably is, but
I think that just because that's like the majority of what happens to people when they go missing. And also just, I feel like it's just, he went missing. He didn't just go missing. He was taken by somebody, and these people probably didn't have the best of intentions. So I don't really want to go too far into it because I don't know. That's just, I believe that the way that which he has gone missing and the knowledge that he has and the fact that more often than not, the person unfortunately is found deceased. Yes. So I that's why I just didn't want to say it because I don't want to be like, negative Nancy. Like, no, I'm just realistic. I'm sorry.
The truth is the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
I would like to be optimistic, but I mean,
yeah, I'm more so into the idea now than I was in the beginning, and I was then too, that I think this is probably UAP related, knowing now that Tom DeLonge was one sending these emails that were recovered from WikiLeaks involving this guy, and the rumor that this guy is possibly involved with disclosure. I'm sticking to it that this is UAP related, regardless of whether anything's really going on or not, or it's just a BS psyop. I really think it has something to do with that. And my guess, again, just a guess, not saying this is truly the case or not, this is the type of guy who very well may be able to shed a massive spotlight on things and may actually be able to provide some proof or evidence of something that nobody's been able to do yet. I don't care what anyone says. Tom DeLonge or Lou Elizondo, Jeremy Corbell, they've provided nothing, not even evidence. Most of that stuff's been completely debunked with data to prove it. And the data's out there and anybody can prove Mick West wrong and nobody is. It's been all bullshit and you don't even need Mick West to see it in a lot of these. I think either way, because I truly believe something is going on. I've seen it myself. But what is it? I think this guy possibly is playing a role in that and may have to do with why he's missing. It wouldn't be beyond our government or any government to do so.
Nope.
So that's the update. I'm sure there'll be more news on that, and we will have another update on this at some point soon, probably, is my guess.
I hope I'm proven wrong.
Yeah, I hope he's alive. I hope he's doing well. I hope he just wandered off. I highly doubt that because dementia was mentioned as that's not the type of issue that's going on here. Unfortunately, this is exactly what I tell my kids. Like, somebody tries to take you, you fight with everything you've got. You don't fight, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You fight, you at least stand a chance.
Yep.
Absolutely. Not that this guy wouldn't have fought. I'm sure he would have, but yep. You get my point.
Yeah. I do.
So hopefully he's okay. With that said, we're out.